What's up guys, Liam here. Welcome back to another video. I finally got around to posting that G3 video after recording it months prior. And I figured I'd get back to you with another video since I have gotten a new gun done finally. It is the summertime right now for me, so I do have a bit more free time, but I'm trying to just relax right now. I've got things in the way, like I have to learn to drive and whatnot. But in the meantime, I guess I can show you what I've been cooking up. Today I bring you a very well-known pistol, or machine pistol, submachine gun, whatever you want to call it. I have the TEC-9. Here is the TEC-9 itself. This is in the short barrel configuration. I think it looks nice in this configuration. It's actually very comfortable to hold, surprisingly, when it's like this, although this is because I don't have the magazine weighing down the front of it. I will show you a lot of the later things that I added to it when I was working on it. One thing I'll say is that I was considering putting a sling mount back here, and I did for the longest time when making this, but I decided to get rid of it. There's actually a spot for a sling mount to go right there, which I'll show in a bit when I get the full-length version. But for now, I can show you what I have. Here's the charging handle. It does not have any rubber band or spring in it, but it is very comfortable. I had to do some work to make sure it didn't get caught on everything, like that piece there that has a little bit of a rail sticking out, which helps it not wiggle around as much. Or the main reason I added it was that if I pushed it all the way forward, twisting it down would cause it to fall into the mag well. The whole bolt would do that, which is not meant to happen, but you know, it is what it is. On the other side with the bolt, you can see that you can actually see down the mag well kind of there. Whenever I open the bolt. So that's very nice. I have it in open bolt configuration, although I'm pretty sure this pistol form would have been closed bolt, but it's whatever. Another thing that you'll notice on this is the trigger here. Lack of a rubber band around it, because I actually managed to get a spring in there. It is a pen spring, and occasionally I do have to repair it, but it's a pen spring in there. It's actually completely encased, because if it wasn't, it would straight up just hop right out. I tested that, and that's exactly what happened. The trigger isn't perfect, but I think it looks good. The grip is a little bit short, but it does look very nice with what I have. Does fit the gun nicely. I didn't use a different color to represent the metal tubing, and I didn't have any way to represent like the plastic bit that goes up here on the real one. Mine is entirely plastic. The real one had metal, would have metal up on the top. The iron sights are also kind of nice. You can see down them decently. I have this little ring sight here. This is actually what my TEC-9 looks like when I play in Payday 2, because I've been playing that game quite a bit recently. So there's also the magazine release here, which is very comfortable to use, surprisingly. However, the mag well itself is kind of flimsy. This bit's flimsy here, and the sides are not connected that well to this. They're connected up here, and they're built at an odd angle. You can see it's a 5-stud width, so it looks weird. You can also see a little piece in there sticking out. That's so that way the magazine doesn't go all the way in. The magazine itself is also pretty nice. I made the 32-round magazine. You can see these rounds I have up here. These are actually reused from a 357 model that I had, the Cop 357, but it wasn't video worthy, so I didn't really do anything with that. You can also see the cutout for the mag release, but this magazine slides in nicely, and then you flip that forward, and it is in place. It does stay well without me holding it, although I do prefer to hold the gun like this, if you can see, having one hand up there, because the front is a bit flimsy, so that is the most comfortable way to hold it. I can move the camera back a bit so you guys can see a bit better, tilt it up a little. With the magazine, it is hard to get the whole gun in frame, so I'm going to be taking it out for most of this video. However, there are some other things we can do with this, a lot of mods and attachments. The first step I'm going to do to take apart part of this, because I need to attach certain mods, is actually remove the upper receiver, which was completely unintentional, but because of the base I built this on, I ended up making it so you could remove the upper receiver, and it does make adding mods a lot easier. You can see it does get a bit damaged over time, and I have to occasionally fix it, but it's fine. So there's the upper receiver, here's the lower receiver. I was thinking about adding a spring system where when I pulled the trigger, a spring would cause the bolt to shoot forward, but I realized that was just way too complicated for what I have on hand. So I decided to not go with that. You can also take out the back part here, which you would need to take out to disassemble the real TEC-9, though this doesn't disassemble like a real TEC-9. It is at least a bit similar, but you can't take this off if you want to pretend. I also have the sloped bit back here, but I didn't have small enough dark gray ramps here. I did have them in red, but that wouldn't fit, so oh well. So to add to the upper receiver, we first have to remove some parts. So to do that, I'll show how to remove the sights and part of the barrel itself, which, by the way, this is the barrel. It is reinforced with a little Technic pin piece. Like it has a half Technic pin and then a regular pin, and that reinforces part of it, but it can still be taken apart, which I will show when I add a barrel extension later, because I do have one of those as well. First off, we have to remove this bottom piece here. Then we need to remove the pieces around the sight, and then remove the actual sight itself. The back sight stays, but the forward sight needs to go because I have a new one that goes there. So we can then slide those pieces over. First part we want to put on is the bottom piece, which is the most sturdy, which goes like that. You can see a little indent there because I need to accommodate for this wide curved piece that represents the barrel shroud, because the barrel shroud is pretty wide. Then we can add the top piece, which comes in two parts. The first part replaces the iron sights. Now that I think about it, I do have a spare dark gray part that I could have used there, but I think it looks cool to represent where the iron sights are on the smaller version. You can also see a little bit there because I didn't have a 1x3 piece to put there in dark gray. Next, we need to apply both sides, which are nearly identical, except this side has more stuff on it. That creates the barrel shroud, the elongated version. This is where I was going to attach a sling mount, but I decided to attach it here instead because it's more realistic that way. And then back here, we can add the rear sling mount. I wanted to use this piece up here, but I ran out of it, so maybe I have it. It's probably somewhere buried in my bin of Legos. So yeah, there's the new upper with extended stuff added onto it, and we can fit it on. Slides on real neat. And now we have the TEC-9 in this form. It does look very nice, although it's me patting myself on the back there. Lock the slide back here, push it back forward. This does get in the way of the slide a bit, especially trying to push it back forward. We can load a mag in and then rack that, and then we'd be ready to fire. Bang, 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 bang. Or hold it down for full auto. I did not include the safety on this, but the safety would be to push this forward and push in the bolt, which would lock it. I did not include that though, so sorry about that. It's just the way I built this was already complicated enough. I was running out of parts for this. The other mods we can add are fairly nice. So we'll take off the upper again for this because it's easier to attach mods that way, because all the mods are to the upper and there's no mods for the lower receiver. Because I couldn't find any really. There was a stock, but I did not have enough parts to make the stock. But to make this next, or to apply this next mod rather, I need to remove these side pieces here. And carefully remove the front piece here and apply it to the new mod, which is a barrel piece. I was running out of round pieces, so I stuck to square because this would just be in the shroud anyways, it's hidden. Next, we apply these pieces back on. And now we have the barrel of the KG-99, which is one of the variants of it. I know that the holes on it, on the barrel shroud, are not accurate to the KG-99, but I just wanted to get the cool sight because I like it. It reminds me of the MP5K, which is one of my favorite submachine guns. So here you can see the sight, which lines up decently, I guess. I mean, I think it's a little twisted right now. So if we just do that, there we go. So now we can aim down those sights. Another mod we can add, again, to this barrel shroud, because all the mods are attached to this barrel shroud, is a forward grip, which then does make this look like a cheap knockoff of the MP5K. But we have a foregrip here. It's easier if I remove this piece to apply it, otherwise I'm going to start breaking things. But it just has a simple smoothed off piece there that attaches to the inner anti-studs. And then you can attach this back. And it is a bit heavy, but it is nice to hold. So we can just attach that back on. If it wants to actually go back on and center itself, we can add the forward grip, which makes it pretty comfy to hold, surprisingly. Alright, so let's just fit the mag in. You can see I have the pieces for the short barrel there because I'm out of mods to show you guys. But you can see holding this here, I'll hold it gangster style. Fire like that. It looks like an MP5K at home. I do like what I've managed to do with this, considering that I'm pretty much out of parts from this now, surprisingly. I have a lot of the bigger parts, but I couldn't fit them in here anywhere. But I will be probably fitting some big parts in on my next project. I'll see. I don't even know if my next project's going to go well at all. So that's pretty much all I have to show for this gun. So once again, as I do in a lot of my videos, I will show all the part pieces spread out. But first I have to disassemble them all. So reassemble the barrel. There we go. Let's remove that. This is very modular, thankfully, so it's not as difficult to take it apart. Though there are some difficult parts, like this piece can be annoying. The piece that goes on the shorter barrel version. I didn't smooth off these because I didn't have any plates left to do that with, and removing those plates was already enough. The ones on top and the one on the bottom. Alright, let's attach the upper receiver. Make it look like shortened version. Does actually feel nice to do that. Take off the sling mount. And now I'll have to lay it out for you, so still give me one moment. Laying out the underbarrel part is always the most difficult because there's no way to make it look cool because it's in 4 pieces. Alright, here we go. Let me move my stand real quick, and then I will show you guys. We have the gun itself, we have the mag, we have the stuff for the long barrel, including the sling mount here, which I can move up here, the KG-99 barrel, and the foregrip. So there's a full layout of what it looks like. I think it looks very nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video where I'll probably do another gun or something. I don't know, I still haven't gotten a new mic, so PC videos aren't going to be happening for a while still. So, peace, I guess.